Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. It's hardly been an hour, but we're back at it. Time for Losers Bracket Round 6, P-Train versus Pikapals. I don't even think it's been 24 hours since that match happened last, is it? Joining me is Blibberl and Cyberchow for your comms. Say hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's been exactly 24 hours since their match started yesterday, so it hasn't been 24 hours since they played against each other. This is going to be a really exciting match. Last night was so close. P-Train squeaked out that first round win while Pika was in the middle of fighting Ganon. It was so exciting.
Ooh, sounds like a fun race. Sorry I missed it. Hopefully today's will be just as good.
Yes, I'm hoping so. It was almost a 3-hour match, so I am, for their sake, hoping that it is a little bit less than closer to the 2-hour mark than the 3. That would be ideal for them and make them want to continue playing this tournament.
Yeah, and we're off, and we get a GT Small and a Red Rupee in Link's house. So nothing much, and my bad. It seems it kind of did a false start on our end. So I might have said that before you guys saw it.
And so we're going to get to see over towards the... Oh my goodness, what's getting dropped? Only hearts. Only hearts getting dropped by the crabs.
Yep. And we see that Sank was at Lumberjack, so an immediate Ganon Tower find. Can't really
inside
do
inside Lost Woods.
Yeah, can't do much with that yet, but there are 2 chests right away. And just some extra early health.
Taking the Death Ward back out of Ganon's Tower. And Pikapals taking that moment to farm some bombs there under those 50-50 bomb hole bushes.
And P-Train finding a full magic from killing that crow. So if he finds a magic weapon... Oh, and we find out Swamp and Desert are 5-6 crystals. And we've found where Ganon's going to be, just in the Lost Woods Thieves' hideout.
And we're seeing a fake flipper here from P-Train.
It's a common early play to go check the mushroom turn-in area. And then often you'll see a Houlihan in the useless fairy drop down.
Yeah, it's always good to get some money. And speaking of money, Pikapals is farming a bit of money there inside what was the library, but is currently the archery game.
We found Uncle with a sword.
Well, that is always handy.
I have never actually seen that sword like that in a Crosskeys. I've only ever seen him actually holding the sword in Standard.
Yeah, that's something that makes you question, is this even really Crosskeys? And comes the Houlihan play, getting some money, always useful early on. This is the vanilla seed we've all wanted. Oh, well, we found the magic bat drop down.
Yep. And we find blue mail in the Pyramid Fairy.
That is always good to find early on with such low hearts. It's nice to have that bit of extra defense. And we found Lumberjack Ledge with just a compass on it.
Yep. And Eastern Palace. Always good to see that.
Oh, that's a nice dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you can kind of take on early, get an extra check or two in. I think I will apologize in advance to my co-com Cyber Chow because I'm currently halfway through a cold coffee that will probably get me a little bit more chatty.
No need to apologize. I'm used to chatty.
Good.
Yeah, so we're not finding too much progression yet, but we still have a lot of places to check. This eastern dive is prolonging the wait until we see a lot of Kakariko. Don't think we've even...
I was gonna say that...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I was saying that the eastern dive, I was about to say that it wasn't really paying off, but then we got 300 rupees from it, so I guess it is, in a way.
Yep, and we see that Misery Mire was over at Eastern.
Ooh, that is nice to know. Not that we can do anything about it yet.
Yes. And yeah, we're still waiting to see what all of our drop-downs are. I don't think either of them has actually made it over to northern Kakariko, so we don't even know what's at the well. We haven't seen the well, we haven't seen Thieves' Hideout, and we haven't seen Useless Fairy, and I think that's it for which drop-downs we haven't seen, and those possible locations are Sank, the well, and of course, Ganon. So let's see where...
I'm hoping not to see the mess that we had yesterday, today. Something a little bit nicer.
And we find Agina's cave in Kakariko. What does he have for us? 10 arrows.
Not useful to us yet.
Our runners, yeah, we're starting to see our runners converging. In fact, I think this might be. Yep, this is Agate Cave on P-Train's side. So we are converging.
That was a
on
nice little
north
high five, yeah. And between our two runners, we're getting a couple of small keys, no big keys yet, but we have a Skullwoods key on P-Train's side, and we have, and a Ganon Tower small on P-Train's side as well. And on Pikapal's side, we have a small for Ice Palace, a small for Misery Mire, and a small for Turtle Rock. But not much else in the way of equipment other than that sword that we have found item-wise.
The well is just useless fairy, so there's definitely going to be at least one item locked behind Aga 2. Hopefully it's only the one item and not the 5.
Yes, that would be nice. That would be nice for us to see. I was rooting pretty hard last night for the bad trolley seed that we did end up getting. So I feel like I should give them a break today and root for something a little bit nicer.
But yeah, I guess if Pikapals doesn't have that GT small yet, that means he hasn't save and quit at all, I don't think, because that was in Sank Chest, I'm pretty sure. And so he hasn't even been to Sank yet. Oh,
and we are on Death Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so Pikapals will give us our first look into these ones.
There?
I actually didn't catch what was up there.
Well, I mean, how it almost looked like what the red shield looks like when it's on a ledge, but we don't have the first shield, so... Okay, it was a heart piece.
Okay, that makes sense for it looking like a shield. And we have the Moon Pearl. Oh, that is nice. Okay, we have a nice early Moon Pearl, so not too many bunny shenanigans. So that will be helpful, I think, to our runners to make them feel a little bit more comfortable.
Not any bunny shenanigans, actually. We haven't seen any way of getting into the Dark World.
Yeah, and we have Pod over on Pikapal's side now, while P-Train is dipping into Eastern Palace.
And just a small key to ice, and that's all we can do in Pod, because no small keys, no bow, or even a potion to glitch into that side, so Pikapals will be
nothing worth really looking at now, but where Pod has so many checks, it's nice to know where it is, but you need the keys to get there. It's the most key-heavy dungeon, and unfortunately, in some cases, you actually need those keys.
And that connector takes us back over to the Death Mountain entrance. So Pikapals is going to finish out north of Kakariko.
And there's our Ganon drop in the Lost Woods, Skull Woods area.
And now Pikapals finding GT. And he's going to check what's on the torch. P-Train didn't do that when he was in here. It is just a full heart.
You get that small key to Ice Palace over on P-Train's side before he takes the Death Warp as well.
And Pikapals is going to head over to Lumberjack. We'll get the news that that is where Sanctuary is.
I think we actually, while setting up this restream, we pulled the Blame Trez card already, so I completely agree that if this is a terrible seed, we can pull it again. I've yet to find a reason not to blame Trez.
And moment of truth. This is our last drop-down location. Is it? It is the well. So.
Oh, that is nice to see.
So we're just going to need a glove to get our 5 items. That means that Agatu is blocking a single item. That being the Thieves' Hideout.
And Pikapals is heading into Uncle to grab his first sword, Vanilla Sword off of Uncle. And here is the back of Hookshot Cave over on P-Train's side.
Yeah. How much value will it hold? Can't get any of the chests yet.
Yeah, if we find the
There's
boots,
our
we'll be
first
able to check
Dark Wolf
one, but...
connector.
Oh, that is nice to find, but
Yeah.
P-Train does not yet have the Moon Pearl to be able to do anything useful in the Dark World.
Because he hasn't yet found that connector that led Pikapals over to Death Mount.
Death Mountain just makes sense for having the Moon Pearl. So, hopefully, he finds himself there soon.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this was it. I don't remember exactly which connector it was. Yeah, I think this was the connector that... Yep, this is the connector that Pikapals used to get over to Death Mountain. And yes, I see that heart piece more clearly now.
Yeah, it's when they're running so much and the fact that we're watching 2 streams at once, they do that one quick peek at something onto a ledge or up onto the floating island or spectacle rock and you just miss it. Opening up the connector for Quarreling Brothers, but not touching it yet over on P-Train's side, because he has a few more doors to check over here. And here comes his Moon Pearl.
Indeed. See, I think that was his last check on the East Death Mountain. So he'll take that connector. Oh, no, wait, there was one more. Yes, this one here.
Yeah, going up to the top layer there. And he's
yes,
finding
and
Pod now.
Pod with just the second small key to ice. So we have both ice smalls. That's, I mean, the second small key to ice is never really required, but the logic says it is, so. Yep, there's Pod and there's Meyer. Where are you going, P-Train? You don't have the bow or a bottle.
Yeah, I don't really know if they realize that they can't do anything. Oh, Mimic Clip. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
is there
This
there's
makes
a way to
sense.
do this without the bottle now?
Yeah, so you kill the 2 green mimics and then go hug the wall, edging them over and down. It's somewhere around here that they clip through and just scoot all the way up. There we go!
Wow! I have never seen that.
I saw it once. Was it actually yesterday's match between these two? It was only in the past couple of days I've seen it, and it might have been yesterday's
And this
match.
sequence break paying off with the flute and the ice big.
Yeah, that was worth taking that little dive in.
Even with that being out of logic at the moment, seeing all 3 ice keys, I'd be awfully suspicious, especially if a fire rod and a hammer shows up somewhat soon.
Yeah. Now, with it being out of sequence, it's something that they gotta.
Yeah, and that is definitely, that is strictly the bow. That is not something that keys have anything to do with.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, depending on how late that bow is going to end up coming into play, having the advantage of the swag duck may very well hold a good advantage for P-Train.
Which runner's music are we using, by the way? Because P-Trains keeps seeming to get louder and softer on me. Oh, okay, we're using because... And there's the fire rod.
Inside the dam, which is inside the old man's cave.
Oh, right. He got to that with the flute.
And there is a big key to pod over on Pikapal's side, which was inside Checkerboard Cave, inside Thieves Town entrance.
That's nice, but yeah, that fire rod location at the moment that's locked behind that flute, correct? We haven't seen any other way of getting up here.
Yeah, for now it is locked behind the flute, which is locked behind the bow.
Yeah. And we see our first Hyrule Castle entrance, and yes, and our second. So 2 Hyrule Castle entrances in the Village of Outcasts or right near it. And
now we're rescuing the old man.
Yep. Pika heading into Skull Woods.
Just 20 rupees from the old man today.
And there's a Turtle Rock entrance. And Pikapal's finding the Hyrule Castle sewers key. So that is a very nice find because we saw that Sanctuary is at Lumberjack. So that key will allow us to get to the back of Hyrule Castle without having to worry about that, and without having to steal the key and orphan Zelda's cell either. Still not in logic without the lamp, but it's definitely a worthwhile find.
Yes, and I mean, when it comes to Dark Cross and a lot of these dark rooms, the runners don't really pay too much attention about, do I have the lamp or not? Crosskeys is not about following logic. If you're following logic, you're doing it wrong.
Agreed. Oh
no!
Train takes a death just before he could get to that chest.
Yeah, early Chain Chomp room, only 4 hearts, is not something for the faint of heart.
Yeah, even with Blue Mail, I think 4 hearts is what the Chain Chomps deal, correct?
I'm not entirely sure. It's either that much or it's just a little less. They hit hard, that's all I know.
And Pikapals is going to give us our exploration of Hyrule Castle.
Alright, Chain Chomp Room round 2 with only 1 heart to his name. Oh, this is scary.
and gets
Okay,
it,
just
and it
3
bombs
bombs.
takes the intentional death.
And Pikapals is doing pretty good over there in Hyrule Castle. And big to the Misery Mire there.
Meyer also picked up a Master Sword at some point. That might have been the first chest there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hyrule Castle dip has paid off. And
Yeah, Pikapals has some good equipment going on so far. I mean, it's not quite a fire rod and flute when it comes to mobility and options for weapons, but
Yep.
definitely good equipment for staying in logic enough.
Yep, and P-Train is going to show us where desert leads to. A couple of items. So far we've seen nothing but red rupees, and that's all we can see, but there are 2 more entrances. So either one of those would at least put the fire rod into logic, if they're anywhere reachable. That is not reachable without one, a glove, but also, unless that's another connector, we can't get over here without flippers. And it is the chicken hut. So.
And the chicken hut today is holding a small key to Pod.
Yeah, and Pikapals has found the Turtle Rock Ledge connector. And P-Train is going to fake flipper back out of here. Probably head over to the pod area. Oh, but he takes a death.
Yeah, this early game into the Dark World is always painful to watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, that death, it wouldn't matter how much health he had, because he didn't have real flippers, and you're in one-hit KO mode in fake flippers.
Yep. Yes, P-Train for the pain train.
And coming out of another solid wall is P-Train, but that one you can easily get into, so that connector is accessible, we'll say. It is a dark room, but so yeah, we've definitely got a lot of divergence. Finding the potion shop, always nice to see. Will eventually,
yeah, that mushroom turns up. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking later on.
But even without the mushroom, it's good to know where the potion shop is. Not that they have any bottles for potions. Oh, but the dam led to the bow, so that puts that flute and Ice Palace Big, and then by extension that fire rod into logic. But I don't remember, where was the dam?
I was just about to ask the same question, because I'm trying to remember if that was accessible without any of the things that they've gotten since they broke logic.
I mean, we still haven't seen where the middle entrance of Desert is. Yeah, they're saying they think it was left side Death Mountain. So, at this point, I think we just have to assume that other. Oh, we have seen all of the desert entrances? Okay, so that's not our connector over there. Then.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Also, we had just gotten the magic powder over on Pikapals' side at the dig game, which was very quick and friendly today, of only 3 digs required. And Stumpy gave us a small key as well, so that was nice to see.
An interesting thing is that our connector to right side Death Mountain was all the way on the top, so a hammer would technically put all of this in logic as well.
Yeah, trying to find the logical path of all of these items is, it's something meant to hurt the brain. It's not meant to make friends with it.
Well, I love puzzles, so... But P-Train now heads into the Dark World. We'll pick up a lot of the items that Pikapal already has, such as that pod big key. And what is this small key? Castle Tower.
Not the most exciting to see.
Yeah, no. First Castle Tower key is an extra item. Second one is pretty much completely useless in this siege because we've already found the sewers key, and with Sank at Lumberjack, if you can logically kill Aga, you can logically not need to.
Pikapal's taking that Paradox Cave connector.
I mean, I guess if Flippers and Hammer are both in the pod area and there are no connectors over there, you could still logically need to kill. But that's not the case because we just found the Flippers.
Yep, inside Paradox Cave. So let's check these other 5 items and see if these pay off. We got a small key to Skull Woods. We have a big key to Eastern Palace. 50 rupees. Another big key, this one to Desert Palace, and 20 rupees.
So those are some interesting big keys.
Yeah, it's nice finding some big keys now.
Desert is a 5/6 crystal, so that now Pikapals hasn't found Desert Front yet. Neither of them have found Desert Back. Pikapals now in Dark Death Mountain. Not as many checks available here. And without a mirror, can't get to Light World Death Mountain. Although if the mirror just happens to be right here, that would again put everything back into logic. Finding the powder, we did see Magic Bat drop down, so that is a potential for where we were supposed to go. Pikapal's already had that powder, but hasn't turned it in yet.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see that soon while they wind down on checks or while they're routing in that general vicinity. And P-Train grabbing his small GT key from Stumpy.
No, there is logic. It's what the game wants you to do, and you just ignore it. Just like regular speedrunning, where the game wants you to do dungeons in a certain order, and no one ever does it in the same order they want.
And Magic Bat did not pay off today, other than 20 rupees. Just a little bit of pocket change.
Yeah, so P-Train now in Paradox will pick up his flippers and 2 big keys. And yeah, that eastern big chest is right now an orphaned location, or actually for Train there's 2 checks and a dungeon completion because he has that go. So he may end up heading back to finish off Eastern once he's done here and once he's done on this route. And getting a map to pod.
Sorry, I disappeared for a second. There was a knock on the door.
Oh, it's fine. And let's see what the upgrade fairy's house has turned into. It has turned into Spiral Cave. And I guess Pikapals still has a couple other things he wants to check. Oh, of course, the Zora area. Spiral Cave is always an
definitely
interesting
worth
one to find because because it has an item, but it's also kind of a one-way connector. So if there's anything else you want to check in the area, you have to put off taking that connector, and possibly end up leaving behind an item until you go for it. But with less than
not going to King Zora.
Well, doesn't have enough money.
Yep, it's that does kind of hurt having to go up there and turn right back around before you really get all the checks in.
Yeah. But and Pikapals, okay, is going to now head on into Spiral Cave. See what we have, see where we're going. What we have is a map of desert, and he's just saving and quitting. Have we already seen the bottom of Spiral Cave?
Maybe? I don't see why he would save and quit if we did. Yeah.
Feels like I almost never actually see people walk out of Spiral Cave. I guess it's like we've always already seen the bottom of Spiral Cave, like as soon as the seed starts. Okay, it is in the Kakariko area. That is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that maybe that was our logic and that it like led out of the Terra entrance or something like that.
Nothing on Pyramid Ledge today.
Yeah, so I was going to say continue on to Catfish, but don't have a glove yet. Could head as far as Dark Witch's hut, but he is instead going to check out the pod area. And And Pikapals finds a connector that spits him out of Desert Right, the least useful connector in the game.
And P-Train taking on Mini Moldorms. A small to Misery Mire. A small to Pod. 20 rupees. Another big key to Swamp.
Swamp and a book.
And the book.
Interesting. That book does unlock Desert Main entrance. It also unlocks... Actually, we haven't found a way to get to either of the two tablets yet, because Bombos always needs the mirror, and right now we haven't found a way to get over to Ether. Ether,
yeah. And just a single rupee for P-Train. I do believe we have lost Pikapals for a moment.
Yeah, I have as well, but we see Blind's Hut. So this is 5 more items. Oh, and Pikapals.
Oh, there we go. Pikapals is
a heart container, a single rupee, a compass to Tower of Hera, a small key to GT, and in the back we have synchronizing. It just skipped right ahead, so I have no idea what the last item in Blind's Hut was.
The last item was a single rupee. That was what I was reading out like a minute ago. I guess we were off from each other for a moment.
Oh. So both single rupees were in Blind's Hut?
In the back of Blind's Hut, there was a single rupee. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta restart the music because where Pikapals went off for a second. I gotta turn on his audio again.
I just turned off the audio because no matter which side I was listening to, it was like, even at the lowest setting, it was like way loud. It was drowning you out.
Oh no!
I'd rather be able to hear my co-com than be able to hear game audio. And Pikapals has made his way over to Death Mountain somehow, so I guess we've found our logic somewhere. I didn't see how he got over here.
But he's getting his fire rod, so that is very nice to see.
And more importantly, he's getting his, well, actually, equally importantly, he's draining the dam, which will allow him to pick up his bow in the drowned item location.
And we're seeing P-Train now taking that dip into the Spiral Cave.
No.
And Pikapal's getting disappointed by Desert Palace.
But yeah, actually, I was going to say that this was all in logic, but come to think of it, the first I saw him on the mountain was delivering the old man. So I'm wondering if it's if, as seemingly is always the case, we're logically stuck behind finding that lamp. It seems like there's always something that is like not in logic until we get the lamp, and the lamp just doesn't want to show up. But yeah, it's quite possible that our proper connector to get up here was Old Man's rescue cave itself, and that once we get the lamp, we were supposed to get the fire rod, get that bow, and then be able to get our flute that way.
Yep. And on Pikapal's side, we had just seen that where Pikapals didn't go into desert until having the desert big key, found the swamp small in the big key chest inside desert.
I did miss that. I had forgotten that there was still an unchecked location in there that Pikapals could check. But we're going to get some other new information in a location that Pikapals was unable to check, because P-Train does have 531 rupees, so he can pay off the big scam fish. And
into Swamp Palace we go with Pikapals.
Find swamps, 2 checks available right now. Gets another pod key and can get 1 more check, and scam fish with the scam.
Every time, man.
Every time.
Except for the times when it's not.
Yeah, I think earlier today, scam fish was selling a lovely pair of boots.
Yes, very stylish and aerodynamic.
But we're going to get another new bit of information. P-Train opening up the vanilla desert entrance. Don't remember if that book was locked behind a sequence break or not, but it doesn't really help them unless they had a cane, because we found the front entrance of Turtle Rock. Very interesting seed here. The vanilla entrances of the first 2 dungeons in the game housed the entrances of the last 2, aside from Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, it's quite a inverted sort of seed.
Yeah.
And Pikapals, I do believe, is getting their first check up onto the pyramid, and is going to be disappointed seeing that big red over on the right-hand side. Yep. And time to get out of there. Yeah, not looking to pay for that fish yet.
Yeah, this other location up on Death Mountain right side, providing disappointment, but with 2 small keys and a bow, P-Train is going to see what else is hiding in... Oh, there's that cane of Samaria that we were just looking for a few seconds ago when we found the entrance to T-Rock.
Well, at least it is not a Samaria hunt, so that's nice. I mean, almost an hour in, but it's faster than some other seeds have been able to find the cane. Having trouble grabbing that last chest there on Pikapal's side.
P-Train going to check back here. A few more items. 3 here. There's a hook shot. So that's an interesting piece of information because logically speaking, we still need 2 more small keys to be able to get to that chest. But again, key logic is very tenuous in Pod.
And here's that single rupee I was telling you about on Pikapals' side.
Both single rupees in Blindside. He's not really doing very well as a thief right now, is he? Just chump change. Getting a Turtle Rock small.
A single rupee is a single rupee. And there's our mushroom, so we can turn that in at some point because we do know where the potion shop is.
Yeah. In front of Old Man's Cave is in a really silly location over at a graveyard ledge, so that save and quit point is not as useful so far, but we're going to see what was in Hookshot Cave.
Yes, this is the time to check that, and also hello to the raiders that just joined us for this exciting match of Crosskeys, Link to the Past. This is loser bracket, round 6? Yes? Round 6, yes. Yes, round 6, and this is game number 2 between P-Train and Pikapals.
Yeah, so Hookshot Cave not providing that much worth. Does pick up the Hera basement key, so that's a little interesting. And P-Train takes that connector into the Dark World. I seem to remember there's something in this area that he'd want to go back to with something he recently picked up, but I can't quite remember what it was. No, it wasn't escape. That's well, looks like he might be heading over towards Skull Woods now. And yes, getting his sewers key. So yeah, I think now that I think about it, I don't think P-Train had seen Hyrule Castle before this. So making the good play to not dive in right away and instead waiting until he gets his sewers key.
Nothing really worth seeing there in Spectacle Rock Cave.
Yep.
But grabbing one of those fairies.
And Pikapals heading into Pod will get his Cane of Samaria. Long since forgotten a lot of what was and wasn't in logic, but I'm pretty sure that this red cane is in logic, that there was a Pod small key that they could get to. So it is possible that that Turtle Rock has the goods, and we do have at least the one chest in logic. Of course, with that fire rod that. Well, I mean, they were able to get to Fire Rod easily enough. It's just lock behind lamp now. But yeah, there are a few chests in Turtle Rock that could be important. Pikapals picking up his hook shot. P-Train is going to dive into Hyrule Castle. Oh, I guess it's looking like maybe he did do the front half of escape. And Pikapals also shows us what was in Harmless Hellway. I think that's new information. I think, yeah, Pikapals did have an additional pod small compared to P-Train when he went in there.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about pod, is that there are so very many keys, and they all, pretty much all of them, have a purpose to get you 2 items. So if you find an extra key where your opponent did not, you get extra checks. And hopefully less dips.
Yeah, but yeah, but unfortunately, the Harmless Hellway just had a big 20, so no real extra value out of that for Pikapals.
But it does take some pressure off for later checks, because the sooner that P-Train finds himself getting more keys, the more encouraged he's going to feel to go back and do those checks again. And speaking of P-Train, he just found silvers.
Yeah. So now that both bows are accounted for, where is this lamp? Because I'm pretty sure both of those bows are logically lamp locked at the moment.
Yes, they are, and that's pretty rough. That is rough knowledge to swallow.
Unless, wait, this could have been how we were supposed to get here. Yeah, I think there are enough keys, and I'm pretty sure that King was in logic. This might have actually been our logical access to West Death Mountain, is going through Turtle Rock.
Pikapals got Padoofed.
No, wait, because our other Turtle Rock entrance that we've found, we haven't seen the big chest entrance yet, have we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was going to say... Oh, and we get a map check. It looked like, was ice a crystal, did that say? Or was I just seeing things?
I saw the pod crystal, and I don't see any other... Yeah, I don't see any other confirmation on P-Train's tracker himself.
Okay, yeah, it was pod, not ice that I was looking at.
I know, they're so quick that it's hard to catch.
Yeah. Okay, so we did see an entrance to Turtle Rock that would have dumped us out in the correct spot. So there we go. We have figured out the logical access to West Death Mountain, and as such, we are in logic without the lamp. The silvers aren't, because that's hard lamp locked, but
Pikapals
we do
in,
have...
oh, sorry.
Yeah, we do have the connector that puts everything that they're doing into logic.
Oh, excellent. And so Pikapals in Turtle Rock found our first bottle of the game, and it was a red potion. And also a small key to pod.
Yeah, that's a fourth pod small. That's getting very close to being able to full clear it, but still going to need that hammer to get to the boss in any case. And we did see via that map check that Helmasaur is required this seed. And Pikapal's getting the information that front of Turtle Rock is just the desert palace entrance. Goes back in for a moment, then realizes that it's kind of... that it would be stupid to go back through that way, since you'd have to burn another key to get back through Chain Chomp's room. And saves and quits. And yeah, with some small keys, we're going to actually see our first boss kill of the match. P-Train is going to go back to Mothula.
Yeah, this is a good logical step to do with the equipment they have, being able to clear Skull Woods.
Yeah, 8 hearts, got the fire rod, of course, have blue mail. That's a pretty good set of equipment for this fight.
And that was fast.
Yeah, and it's our green pendant. So, only just now finding that out. I guess, yeah, we have not seen Sahasrala's hut, have we?
So, when we do find it, it will be convenient enough to just pass that right in.
Yeah, P-Train will be able to immediately turn that in when he gets it. And the seed, we're over an hour in, don't have a single glove, do not have the mirror or the boots. So things are a little bit slow going at the moment.
And Pikapals is about to do the same run as P-Train and heading into Mothula himself now.
Yeah, and P-Train getting that extra pod small, but does not have the Swamp Palace small required to get that additional chest. I seem to remember there was something good there, but I can't quite remember what, or maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it looks like with the Cane of Samaria, with the big key, with a hook shot to get across the gap, P-Train is going to take on Misery Mire.
I can't blame him for that move. It seems sensible. Get some checks in here.
And yeah, with the Fire Rod as well, can even get the 2 chests on the left side, so this is a full clear.
And there's our hammer inside Misery Mire. Yeah, that is nice to see.
Yeah. So again, the seed telling us that the logic is far more complicated than what any sane runner would do, because of course the fire lock chests logically require all 3 Mire Smalls. We've only found 2 of them, but nobody even really pays that much attention. Oh, and both fire lock chests are big. We've got the boots. So,
okay, this is exciting. This is very exciting. Mire is paying out. Mire is paying out big time.
Yeah, and that, those fire lock chests, both very big. Small key to T-Rock.
And Pikapals is going back into Ganon's Tower to enjoy some tile dodging.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a horrible play. Ice Armos is considered in logic with only 3 small keys, which they have.
No bow.
Yeah. Very silly thing about the logic is that both Rando Room and the Compass Room, one of which you would have to go through to get to Ice Armos, are both considered to require all 4 smalls in logic, but Ice Armos itself only requires 3, and the reasoning for that is that the game doesn't know which side you'll take, so theoretically whichever side is second has to be locked behind all 4. But I mean, I've seen I've seen that 4th small key behind Ice Armos, and it's when that happens, you basically just whichever side you were actually forced to take. Because I have seen ones where you are forced to, well, whichever side you ended up having to take just couldn't have possibly had anything because you had to get there, quote-unquote, out of logic.
Oh, jeez. And here we go to Vitreous on P-Train's side, making very quick work with those silvers.
Yep, and Vitreous already down, just a Bloopy and a Crystal. gonna see
Alright.
another boss fight on Pikapals' side. It's Ice Armor's time. Just without a bow. That is right. He has not been back over to the drowned item since opening up the dam, so he's just going to swing his Master Sword around a bunch, hit him with sword beams. Not a bad strat.
It's still, not the fastest strat, that's for sure, but for what he has to work with, definitely good. Didn't take a single hit though, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, and let's see what we've got back here. Piece of heart, 3 bombs, and there's our last Misery Mire Small. So that puts our hammer and boots into logic.
Oh, this is such a cruel seed. When you're looking at the logic of it, it's cruel.
Yeah. So P-Train going to take the left side over there. We'll probably end up seeing that small key there, and thinking, oh, I guess the logic wanted me to take the right side first. Oh well. And I don't blame him in the least for going left side first when he's equipped to do both sides, because the left side is much denser with, was it 4, 5, 6, 10 items to the 4, well, I guess 11 and 5 if you count Torch and Tile Room, and actually, yeah, with Hope Room it's like 11 to 7, but it feels like a lot more because most people, you don't even really count the Torch or Hope Room or Tile Room even as really being part of that side, even though at least in Tile Room's case it is.
Yeah, it is denser, and so you can't blame anyone for choosing left side.
Yeah.
And there are gloves, so
yeah,
worth it.
Left side with the goods as well. First glove allows us to do quote-unquote regular Dark World access, so with the flute in as well, that gives him basically full access to... Oh, and there's the other glove!
Mittens! We got the mittens, okay. Both of them left side GT.
GT with the goods as well. And yes, Pikapals correctly read that logic, saw that third Mire Small had shown up, and went straight back over to Mire, getting his hammer, about to get his boots. P-Train will have a much easier Ice Armos fight, with the silver arrows can take out each Armos in a single hit. Pikapals picking up those boots.
And very quickly picking up the pace.
The other advantage to left side first is that by the time you get to Rando Room, you're a lot closer to Ice Armos than you are when you hit the last chest location on the right side. So when you can... Oh wait, they can't mirror out, they'd have to Death Warp out.
Yeah, a little bit more time consuming.
Yeah, forgot that we still don't have that mirror.
Yeah, you don't expect it. You really don't at this point, where they're getting so stocked up on equipment, and it's, almost an hour and 20 minutes in. You kind of expect that they should have a mirror by now.
I mean, yeah, P-Train will probably just save and quit out, but, yeah, if he wanted to continue exploring in that area, I almost have to wonder if it would be faster to just, like, after the compass room, to, like, backtrack and use a funky Samaria plus dash to, like, hit that switch to go back far enough to get a Warmaster to carry you back out. But, yeah, it's...
Yeah, it's not an easy...
he is showing us those dash strats on the Samaria blocks just for swag purposes.
Yeah, that's nice to see. Little bit of style into this run, and I like it.
And he is going to save and quit to get back from there.
That makes sense.
Going to show us what's at King's Tomb. Oh, it's Aga Tower. We've had both of those keys for quite some time. Really only need the first. And the first chest had Bombos in it. That's interesting, but probably not terribly relevant because the medallions, once you have the fire rod and Bombos can't be needed for Ice Palace, medallions really only lock 2 locations, and...
I mean, we're still looking for 3 dungeons. There are 3 dungeons that aren't accounted for, so there is a possibility that they might be needed, so finding the medallions is, something that adds that level of kind of security, knowing that the odds that it might be required and I have the medallion that's needed is more likely.
But those gloves lead to 5 checks in the well. We get the swag net. And back here we have the blue cane.
A map to Tower of Hero.
Red mail. And a map of Turtle Rock. So...
that's going to be some more knowledge if we get another map check soon.
That is an interesting well, and we get the... there's our knowledge that's just a pendant.
And we'll wait until we get into the Dark World, and I suspect there's going to be another map check. Hoping that we can fill out that knowledge.
And we get simultaneous checks of Bonk Rocks. But, of course, Pikapals can't get those other checks in this area because he has not picked up the glove from left side GT, and I don't know how quickly he's going to want to head back to GT there.
And back in the Eastern Palace we go.
Good play. And Pikapals is heading back to left side GT, so he'll get his both pairs of gloves fairly soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're only 1, maybe 2 rooms separated from each other, so that's really nice to be able to tick off both of those gloves in one go.
Yeah, I remember the second one was in Rando Room. I think the first one was... It wasn't in this Stealthos room. It was in one of the 2 single chest rooms. I forget which. think it might have actually been Fire Snake Room, which would be the very last chest before that. Might have been in this next check in Fire Bar Room, but I think it was later. Yeah. So it's like the last chest before Rando Room, and then Rando Room has the second one. But yeah, this race is fairly close, but the Pikapals just has not gone back to South Shore since finding that dam, and has been missing out on that bow underneath the drained swamp this entire time. And yep, there is the first glove for Pikapals. And our streamer line, there it is again.
And here we go into Armos Nights. Blink and you would have missed it. It's done. We get a crystal out of Armos, out of Eastern Palace. So that is nice. That's a bit more knowledge for us. And we know 5 out of the 7 crystals. So that is good.
Yep. And P-Train starts to dash off, then remembers to pull out the flute, then decides not to take the duck ride after all. So where is he heading? Oh, he's got a hammer out. This was Spike Cave. I was like, I think that Spike could have been Mimic, but nope, it's Spike. And with that Cane of Burna, could do this in logic. He is going to pull it out right at the end there. Pikapals is going to pick up his Bombos medallion from Aga Tower.
And into the darkness of Aga Tower.
And P-Train heading over towards the desert area, going to make this one check, and might actually be thinking of heading back into T-Rock, because I think he's seen at least one of the other entrances, so he probably wouldn't be going to this. Well, he still has to check those few locations in the front. I'm pretty sure they didn't have anything of value. Oh, nope, he is just fluting away, so T-Rock not really on his mind, or, well, no, actually, oh, duh, Meyer area.
Yeah, we'll get to see what medallion is required from Meyer. Is Quake? It was Quake? Yes.
It's Quake, yeah.
Okay.
And, yep, there it is. It's Quake. We're going to see another entrance. It is nothing of value. And what's that? Darkagina? Shop. So now we're going to head into the Vanilla Mire entrance. What will be hiding behind this Quake medallion?
Pikapals clearing out the well now as well. Not a thing in Meyer today.
Nada. Pikapals heading into Village of Outcasts. Let's see, where's he heading? Are we going to see the Smith chain? Oh, we're going to see what Sick Kid has. Sick Kid with the explosives.
That's probably why he's sick. Maybe a mishap, creating his own explosives.
Pikapals checking out Hammer Pegs. P-Train is headed back into T-Rock.
Yeah, this seed is really rude, and I know that I said that I wished them better fortunes on this one, but I can't say I'm unhappy with how this is turning out.
Yeah, this seed's doing well. So, I mean, we have a lot of our items that we need, but we're still missing at least one required big key, because there's only one more pendant we don't know, and both Thieves Town and Turtle Rock's big keys are missing. So at least one, if not both, of those is a crystal. We are still missing the Ice Rod if we need to clear Turtle Rock. And,
Pikapal's going back into Swamp Palace now.
It's a good play. You know it's a crystal, and you can full clear it. And that
Still
actually
has never gone back to the dam, and that is just so sad.
Yeah.
All this running around and not once thinking where to go and checking that dam. I don't know if they just marked it by accident or they just don't think it's going to amount to anything, but that check is worth the detour.
The two bows are back of Escape, which is the sanctuary is at Lumberjack Ledge, so you pretty much have to go through Dark Cross to get there. And in the Drained Swamp. And he does not have either bow. He did not go all the way to... oh, and that's Hera Big. So that could be some sort of value. That will open another check if they do go into Tower of Hera, and can full clear Hera now. It is a pendant. Speaking of which, even though both runners have had the book for quite some time, I don't think we have seen a ped check.
No, we haven't seen a ped check yet. So depending on what we need for our crystal dungeons, because we don't have full knowledge of those yet, Ped isn't quite dead yet.
Oh, Ped is definitely not dead when you know that there's at least one required big key still out there. Because of our pendant knowledge, we know that either Turtle Rock or Thieves Town, or possibly both if Ice Palace is a pendant, will be a crystal dungeon, and we would need both. We need those big keys. Sword!
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Left side of the swamp. we're getting a Turtle Rock check here. See what's required for that.
Yeah, this could still be up combos. So both of the medallions we have were required to open those locations, but of course the Mire entrance was trashed. Will the T-Rock entrance be any better? Speaking of better,
there's the back of desert.
Oh, I swear I was just thinking of saying back of Crystal Desert. That's better before it even appeared, and it did appear, and I'm like,
that is so nice.
How did I know? How did I know that it was going to be there? So, yeah. Oh, wait. I think I know how I knew. Because T-Rock is at Desert, so why wouldn't Desert be at T-Rock?
Oh, right, yes, because we're doing the whole inverted thing. I forgot.
Although to really be totally swapped, it would have to be like, because it's not really at back of Desert, it's at the very front entrance of Desert that turned into the front of T-Rock, but then the front of T-Rock turns into the back of Desert.
That's truly inverted. I like that.
Like almost simultaneous crystal pickups. Pikapals, actually almost simultaneous 5-6 crystal pickups. So,
yeah, that is nice to see for sure.
Finished out the dungeon that the other one was just in, we'd be able to see. Oh, and we get news that looked like both Ice and T-Rock.
Turtle Rock.
2 and 7, so that means Thieves Town is our remaining pendant. And it does mean that we are going to need that T-Rock big key. And
the ice rod.
Yeah, so that's 2 items that could be on the no, that's the Thieves Town big behind the green pendant. Get another pod small and another bottle. This one with a blue goo.
So this is turning into an ice rod hunt, and I like it.
Yeah. The double ice rod hunt for T-Rock completion. And yeah, that's pretty much all that we need, though we still, I want to say we haven't even seen Ice Palace yet. Is that correct?
Yep, we haven't seen Ice Palace, and we haven't seen Tower of Hera or Thieves Town, even though they're both pendants, but there might be checks in them.
Yeah, there's always the possibility that we need to find our pendant dungeons, but
and
basically
with
right now, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, but with the ice rod being required and T-Rock being a crystal, not a pendant, that is a good option for Ped.
Yeah, and Pikapals, with that desert small, checks the right side of desert and finds the butter sword. So Pikapals with the full set of swords, while P-Train's still on Master Sword. But yeah, P-Train is just diving into pod. He has enough small keys that, having done the hammer jump successfully earlier, will be able to full clear this dungeon.
Yeah, I like this move here. Going in to do the full clear is a good idea. Where it's crystal, just knock it off now, and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And it's definitely, it's good knowledge. He already knows it's crystal. Get it done. And if you find something on the way, even better.
Yeah, that would be lovely. I have to be right back. Just 1 minute, okay?
Okay. So, yes. P-Train is just making the dive down to Helmasaur, so let's see what Pikapals will do next. Heading into this connector, I don't bother keeping track of which connectors go where, so... yeah. Because the ice rod can be basically anywhere in the game except on Trinex and in, well, GT when in regular, but basically anything that other than Trinex itself and something that's blocked behind whatever the prize for beating Trinex is. An ice rod hunt doesn't always necessarily refer to the actual ice rod itself. It's just a terminology for any item that can really be just about anywhere, because the ice rod is the most common one. In Keysanity, any of a number of keys can turn into an ice rod, so to speak.
And I am back. Thank goodness.
Yeah, haven't really missed much
Just in
anything.
time for Helmasaur.
Yeah. Pikapals just checking some more of Death Mountain.
I did still have my headset on when I was gone, so I heard you talking about all the connectors and keeping track of them. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to be able to remember where connectors go, but today is definitely not one of those days after volunteering for 3 races. Let's see now. So we got the crystal from Helmasaur, and going into T-Rock entrance on Pikapal's side.
Hard to really say who's leading. It probably is P-Train because he's got more dungeons cleared, but I mean, Pikapals just is missed one unfortunate spot. I mean, there's also a bow in the back of Escape, and he could have done that a long time ago. Bow number 1 is underneath the water when you drain the dam, and Pikapals just has not gone back to South Shore since finding the dam on Death Mountain. Bow number 2 is in back of Escape. They had the sewers key the first time they were there, both of them, but Pikapals just didn't make the dive into Dark Cross, and you're not getting there the other way because Sanctuary is at the Lumberjack spot, so you have to go through Dark Cross to get to that bow. And we still haven't actually found where this lamp is, but no one really pays attention to lamp logic. That's why when you're making a plando, if you want to make lamp required, you'd better put the fire rod you'd better fire lock the fire rod. But Pikapals, with both 5-6 crystals out of the way, P-Train, I'm sure P-Train must have at least seen where Swamp Palace is. I'm surprised he hasn't gone back there yet. If he has, though, he doesn't have the small key yet. I don't remember where Pikapals found that. So yeah, with that small key missing, this could actually not necessarily be P-Train's lead after all. He still needs to find that Swamp Palace small key. Is in Desert Big. Okay, yes, that's right. It was in Desert Big Chest. So
yes,
P-Train...
because he went. Yeah, P-Train dipped Desert before he had the big key. Pikapals didn't dip Desert until after the big key was acquired.
And
so got to do that check.
Yeah, and I don't remember where Pikapals found that Desert Small, but I would not be at all surprised if P-Train doesn't want to go back to front of Desert for just a single check and is waiting for that. Flute was on the bow-locked side of Pod, as was that Ice Palace Big that P-Train has and Pikapals doesn't. P-Train actually did sequence break that with a mimic clip, but has since gotten both of the bows, and Pikapals has not sequence broken that, so is without the flute. The flute hasn't really led to much. It actually was our first Desert Small is in Swamp, so he absolutely has no choice, P-Train does, but to go back to Desert for just the one check. So if he's waiting for Desert Small to head back into front of Desert, he would completely last location Swamp Palace Small Key. Pikapals is going to show us the Smith chain. I think maybe we've already seen that on P-Train's side. I don't remember. I don't think it was anything important.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Oh, he just did it. Okay. I don't have a very long attention span.
It's okay. It's also been a very long day.
Yeah. You said you volunteered for 3 straight races. I only volunteered for 2, and then my internet crapped out for a few hours, and so I wasn't able to actually do the first one I volunteered for, because it Comcast
but you
being
were
Comcast.
There.
Yeah.
But you were there for the whole match.
I did.
So even just watching another match before you have to commentate or even track something else.
There's that bow for Pikapals. I think it looked like it might have been a little bit of a rage slash, but
he's mostly just trying to rush now, I can see that.
Yeah, because he is thinking that he found the dam a long time ago, and
that's been almost an hour.
Oh, I feel like it's been over an hour.
Might very well be. It was definitely before.
And yes, P-Train now turning in the purple chest. So we hadn't seen the whole big key Turtle Rock. We've got one of our 2 ice rods. Now for ye old Ice Rod Classic.
Yes, I like this. This is the vanilla ice rod hunt. Not because it's in a vanilla location, it's just what you always expect for a proper ice rod hunt.
Pika does have a chance, because right now P-Train has orphaned the small key to Swamp Palace in the Desert Big Chest, and does not seem to be in any rush to go back there. If he's waiting for Desert Small, Flute is on the bow-locked side of Pod, so that's why Pikapals doesn't have it yet, because he just got his bow, and never bothered sequence breaking it. But yeah, if P-Train is waiting for Desert Small to go back to front of Desert, he's going to be waiting a long time because it's in Swamp, locked behind the
Yes, I was
big
just
as
about to
mirror,
say.
I was like, P-Train cut out for me, but it didn't actually cut out for me. I just accidentally hit the pause button on his stream and didn't notice.
Yeah,
so,
he
I
checked.
didn't see it.
He checked the big chest, and it was mirror. So that is very nice to see.
Yeah, that is very good.
Even this late.
And a vanilla small key on laser bridge.
And nothing else really.
Yep. So we're gonna see, where is this? This is our floating island. But that doesn't really help much. It just leads us to a piece of heart. He's not even going to pick that up. He's just going to float away.
And back into the mire area.
Yeah, well, with that mirror, he's probably going to check these mirror locations. There are a few of them there.
Checkerboard Cave.
Checkerboard Cave and back of Desert itself, if we didn't have any connectors over there, which I don't think we did. But yeah, Pikapals running into the, finally running into the bow on the way to dropping off the blacksmith could actually keep him from finishing out the smith chain for a little bit, and that purple chest does have the all-important T-Rock big key leading to mirror. But this is still anyone's race. It really just all comes down to if, I mean, right now P-Train has more dungeons cleared, but neither of our runners knows where Ice Palace even is, and Pikapals does still have one very important key that P-Train is missing in that Swamp Palace Small, so Pikapals is probably going to head over to Pod now, having just finished Eastern. Yeah, I seem to remember this connector leads pretty close to Pod. Yeah, East Death Mountain, that is definitely where Pod was. So this will be the Pod play. We'll pick up his flute and his Ice Palace big key, and of course, another crystal dungeon. Oh, and we have found the town. It was at the Mimic Cave entrance, and there's the ice rod.
All we are looking for now for knowledge overall is Ice Palace. Ice Palace location.
Should be go mode for him though. There should not be any location that you cannot get to with the mitts, the flute, both of the medallions. Oh wait, I know why he's. Well, yeah, he's still missing that swamp. Duh. And that actually means that there is one location that he cannot open yet. Because without being able to clear swamp, he can't get into the pyramid. Swamp's a 5/6 crystal. Yeah, we're basically in no mode because between our runners, we saw one end of Bumper Cave immediately. I guess it's possible that Bumper Cave could be a connector, but where would it even be a connector to that he'd have to go through? Yeah, I thought we had seen both ends early anyway. So yeah, the cape isn't blocking anything. So yeah, right now the only entrance that P-Train can't get to is the pyramid big bomb spot, because that's still locked behind that Swamp Palace Mall, which will be his item go mode. Yes, top of Hyrule Castle is unchecked, but we wouldn't need a connector to get there because we've got the mirror to just mirror from the top of the pyramid. But yes, that is a possible location for Ice Palace.
Yeah, I see that being a good check for him once he's through this.
And
there's our
a
ether
rock
medallion.
So we already know that that doesn't unlock anything. Pikapals taking down Helmasaur. That is his 5th crystal. That actually, oh no, that's actually a leading crystals. Because P-Train only has 4 of them done. We'll be able to get his 5th one done as soon as he's done in here, because he did pick up that ice rod. We'll probably head right to Trinix. I mean, at this point, it almost feels like Pika has caught up. I mean, he's not quite. But he just has to. If he goes right for purple chest, he'll be right on P-Train's heels. Yeah, there are enough unchecked, or there are enough unchecked locations there. We'll see where. He said, yes, Pikapals activating his flute. Yeah, I doubt he's ever going to get silvers out of the back of Escape. That is really just not a place to go. Pikapals with the map check, finding out that Hera is a pendant, which we already knew on P-Train's side. And where is Pikapals headed next?
Alright, so here's P-Train with that top of Hyrule Castle check.
Yep. And we're going to get a big bomb check. So if Ice Palace is here, Pikapals will be right behind going in. Oh, and we see Hype Cave up here. Of course, we're already in item no mode, but let's see. Oh, the Thieves' Town Small.
Our last bottle.
And another heart piece to fill up a new heart container. And what will be on Hyrule Castle left?
Hotel Mario. So, Ice Palace is still unknown.
Yeah.
Is it this big bomb?
If it's the big bomb, this turns the race in, quite possibly turns in people. It is! So...
we got it.
So, we know where all of the dungeons we need are. Pikapals will clear this out, and then after that, it just comes down to, will Pikapals turn in purple chest before P-Train gets to back to desert, although I mean Pikapals would still have a little bit of a thing, because he's still got a... Well, I guess if Pikapals gets that mirror, he'll probably... Well, no, he'll check the rest of... Find out where Laser Bridge is, and then he'll just have to find Thieves Town, and luckily you don't have to go into Thieves Town very far. It was the very first chest in Thieves Town. Yeah, and a little earlier chat said that it was a very good thing that Pikapals has butter because he's not getting silvers, but you could kind of say the same thing in the opposite direction for P-Train. It's a good thing that he has silvers because he's not getting tempered, let alone butter, because he'll be go-moding Swamp Palace, and one of those swords was in Swamp Palace left, and the other was in Desert right, which was locked behind a small key in Swamp Palace. So both of those other swords were locked behind exploring Swamp Palace and not go-moding it. So we are definitely going to see Master Sword Silvers versus Butter Sword Silverless.
And P-Train is taking that dip into Tower of Hera now that he has found it, because he is still on that hunt for that key.
Yeah, after this, he's probably going to full clear this, and then he's probably just going to blind pull Pedestal, thinking that there's a chance that he is there. Or,
there's a lamp inside Ice Palace.
Oh my god, the lamp's been there that whole time? Well, yeah, I guess you don't need a lamp for either of those 5-6 crystal dungeons, as long as you have Fire Rod to light the torches in desert. But yeah, P-Train, I guess, is not going to do the Hera pot, is just... I mean, I guess that when you're one item from go mode, you don't really necessarily want to break the logic. So P-Train is going to... I mean, I guess at this point, he's got a crystal boss that he can take down. It's not a bad play. And yeah, Pikapals checks his map, he'll find out which dungeon he still needs to finish.
And there it is.
There it is. Oh, he actually had both of those maps. So there he is. He finds out that he still needs TR Big and the Ice Rod. He'll get the first and quickly if he just does the purple chest, but that is not exactly the most fun location. He is instead going to check the mire area. Which makes sense. He's still got that flute fairly recently.
And we are taking down Trinex on P-Train's side.
Yep. Right now, Pikapals has a 6-4 crystal lead, about to be 6-5. Ooh. That That would be rude. I mean, it's almost like it's kind of a good thing that P-Train didn't finish out the Hera dive, because there is the possibility that he'll be led on a wild goose chase with a GTBK. But Trinex just dropping the blue boomerang.
But a crystal is very much welcomed, and
Yep.
only 2 left on P-Train's side, with 1 left for Pikapals. We just need to get those items that are left in those terrible, awful locations.
Yep, and Pikapals is in Kakariko, but he's doing the spike cave check. I can speak. But if he routes over to Purple Chest from here, he isn't that far away from it. That would put him on the path to go mode. What is this? This is... Oh, is he... Oh no, he probably knows exactly where he's heading. I don't actually remember where right side Hyrule Castle leads to. Oh, I guess he hadn't checked that yet, because he's on the bumper ledge and had not picked up that heart container.
Here's Mimic Cave?
Mimic Cave, yeah. Yeah, I thought we hadn't seen Hyrule Castle right exit. Kind of odd that it took this long, but yep, and 3 bombs in Mimic Cave. Oh, Pikapals, you're right there in the... Okay, he did see that, but didn't find Mirror. Oh, wait, he's going to the back of the... He's going to the back of Escape. Pikapals is going to get his silver arrows.
Oh, thank goodness. So he is going to have all of the equipment to make that Ganon fight easier at the end of this.
Yeah. But, yeah, but the real hope for him... Oh, and also sees that second Aga Tower key. So yeah, there was absolutely no way that you were going to get there any other way than going through Dark Cross.
Bombo's tablet today just gives us 10 arrows.
10 arrows. So, unfortunately for Pikapals, he still does not have a mirror, so he is going to have to... He cannot head back to where he came in order to get back to Purple Chest, which is where he needs to go right now. So, will he be footing to 3? He does. Is this the Purple Chest check?
Oh, I hope so. Make things very, very interesting.
And where is P-Train headed? Is there still something he's missing over here, or nope? Okay, he's heading this way. Oh yes, Catfish. That is a one-off location with how late those gloves were. We basically got both sets of gloves like back to back, just about in left side of the Ganon's Tower. And full heart container from Skullwood's big chest. What does the Wakefish have?
Just 10 arrows.
10 arrows. Where is P-Train's next check? Pikapals does find what the potion shop had. It was just the map to Skull Woods. Both of these runners have to be running kind of low on locations to check. And this looks like this could be purple chest for Pikapals. This could be his advantage. I think he still has a little longer once he's gotten this, because you still have to go to Turtle Rock, get that mirror, use that to find Thieves Town and get the ice rod out of there. But P-Train is doing the Harapot now.
And that was a first try Harapot. That was really nice to see. But it's not where he needs to be.
With the shield upgrade, Pikapals with his TR Big is going to head right on over to Turtle Rock, of course. And P-Train taking on Moldorm. First, Pikapals is going to turn in the bottle, the sick kid, get a few explosives. And what does Moldorm drop? A red rupee and the red pendant. And you know that P-Train is going to pull the pedestal next. And
yeah, it's gonna take a long while before he hits back to desert.
Yeah, Pikapals is still checking locations. I'm surprised that he didn't go right back to T-Rock once he got that big key. I guess maybe he's hoping that he can find Ice Rod first, but I mean, even if this weren't Crosskeys. Oh, and he finds that mirror now. He is in T-Rock. What does
he just needs to find
have?
Thieves Town. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Just a compass.
Compass to
Compass to Eastern
Palace. Yeah, Thieves Town, I believe, was locked behind the mirror, so Pikapals did have to make this T-Rock dip. Meanwhile, P-Train is finally going back to desert. Will get his small key to Swamp Palace. Probably not going to be too happy to see that he's been able to get it that long ago. That Desert Big was very early.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that P-Train had checked desert before getting that big key.
Yeah, and even more unfortunate that the small key that would incentivize going back is locked behind that Swamp Palace small. But P-Train is, I guess, in go mode. I mean, he hasn't found Ice Palace yet, but he probably knows that it has to be behind Big Bomb, because that's the only location he can't get to. So him not finding it yet, he has to know that that's where it is.
Yeah, he's not going to check any other locations. He's going straight to Swamp. He gets the fortune of being able to go mode Swamp, and then should head directly to that Big Bomb.
Yeah. And Pikapals is going back to check what Zora had because he was short on money when he first checked the Zora area so much earlier in the game. This could go either way. It really just comes down to will Pikapals check the correct mirror location? Because, I mean, once he hits go mode, it would take a lot less time for Pika to finish out this seed. But P-Train is already basically in go mode. So the clock is ticking for Pikapals. I don't remember where TT is. It was definitely mirror locked. Oh right, it was Mimic Cave. And P-Train gets his half magic and Desert Small.
So now he knows that he would have never found that Desert Small without going back into Desert.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a bunch of mirror locations available to Pikapals. He has to find the right one right away. This doesn't quite seem like it's going to be the one unless he flutes to... Oh, nope, he's fluting to 6.
Yeah, he's running some
Yeah.
running some desperate checks in places
I mean,
that are not the right direction.
I mean, it's a much denser area for mirror checks.
And here is the big bomb on P-Train's side. So this is going to lead him to Ice Palace and be able to get his final crystal, head to Ganon.
Oh yeah, of course P-Train knows it was the only location he couldn't get to, so the fact that he hadn't found Ice Palace yet, it could have only been there.
Yeah, this match bounced back and forth between the two, having, what seemed like the bigger advantage, but it always comes down to that routing at the end and just finding that last required item or that last required location that really decides the match.
Yep, and Pikapals mirroring to see what's over on this side and finds Hera. That's the game. That is absolutely the game, because now he's found the wrong pendant dungeon.
Yeah, this is the rabbit hole he does not want to be down.
Yeah, and of course he already has that big key, so not even out of logic for him to go all the way up the tower. We'll just Hera pot to get up there. Good play, of course. And probably will end up doing the basement when he's done with the rest of it. Oh, finds the GT big key.
Oh, this just opens up all sorts of dirt. No, no, no.
Yeah. I mean, it was already too late, but that GT big key in a location that P-Train had to skip when he was in there. Where even was that big key? Because I see P-Train has it now as well. But he didn't have it when he was actually in Hera. Oh, big chest of swamp. That explains why he didn't have it when he was in Hera. Yes, I remember that now. Okay, so... Yeah, so P-Train did actually get a decent amount of the stuff in Swamp, but still on Master Sword because you're not going to go out of your way for left side, and there was no way he was going back to Desert with that key that he did pick up.
And there is our final crystal on P-Train's side. Final dungeon as well. All 10 dungeons completed. So now on to Ganon to finish off this match.
Well, I mean, a true all-dungeon seed also requires you to kill both Aghanim's. But yeah, all of the pendants and crystals. What was with that mirror, Pikapals? That seemed a little strange, but he is checking Mimic Cave now.
And there's Thief's Town to get him his ice rod here in the very first chest. Now he's in go mode.
Yep. So, P-Train in the Ganon fight on Phase 2. With the Master Sword, we'll take quite a bit more swings, but yes, with the Laser Bridge in a location that you can't really get to from the outside, P-Train has all the time in the world, even if he were to take a fall. And there
Ganon
you
goes
go.
down. We wait for the bridge. Do not move. And GG's to P-Train, with P-Train winning the second round of our best of 3. That is this matchup complete.
And the Triforce saying, pick us up before we get dizzy.
This was definitely a seed that would make anybody dizzy.
Yeah, and Pikapals finishing off Trinex has his 7th crystal, and will finish only a few minutes behind P-Train. With the Butter Sword, should have no problem. GG, P-Train.
GG's. That was a messy seed again, and I apologize for that.
It's that Swamp Palace small key. It gets me every time. I last locationed it yesterday, and I last locationed it today.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a right order type of thing. Pikapals already had his Desert Big the first time he went into Desert. The only problem was that he never really went back to South Shore after finding the dam, so he left that bow just sitting there on the overworld for
an hour.
Over an hour.
Was easily an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he sequence break the flute and pot?
Oh no,
he did not.
That was part of the problem. Like when he was actually turning in the blacksmith when he found that bow, and that led him off on the tangent of East Pod and Eastern instead of completing the smith chain. So then he found that Turtle Rock Big before you got the Desert Small, but it was just I mean, at that point it was just a little bit too little too late. You just didn't have enough locations left to check, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah, I checked every location. I did everything I had access to before I hit go mode. I never found the GT Big Key, so that was never an option. But no, I thought the early game went super smooth. And then when I saw that bow where it was, I was like, oh, well, I guess that flute's not so great anyways.
Yeah, Pikapals actually did find GT Big Key. It was in the big chest of Tower of Hera.
Yeah, that wasn't an option for me.
Exactly.
No, and that was fortunate for you. If you had found your way to getting that GT Big Key, you could have gone on a very, very deep rabbit hole hunting for something.
Yeah, I was getting really tilted there. I was in Tower of Hera to begin with, and I left because I knew Ice Palace was out there somewhere. And then I checked literally every entrance I had access to, and I knew at that point, I was like, oh, it has to be behind the Big Bomb. That's literally the only thing that's left.
Yeah, well, you did the blind ped pull, and that was sad to see because we knew it wasn't something useful on there.
We're joined by Pika now. GG's.
Yeah.
Solid finish.
Hey, GG's.
GG's.
GG Pikapals.
That was another tight match between you two. Yeah, I can't believe yesterday and today, long, very, very problematic seeds, and you both performed very well in it in getting so close to each other.
Yeah, fun fact, I pulled Pikapals. I pulled Pedestal before I had the Swamp Palace Small Key. Swamp Palace Small Key was effectively go mode for me.
You know, I think you need to start finding the Swamp Palace Small Key.
It's the worst, man. It's the worst.
Meanwhile, I was busy almost last locationing my Turtle Rock Big Key so I could get my mirror.
Oh, yeah. That was rough.
Yeah.
Mirrorless purple chest is just awful.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I had a flashback because when I was trying to hunt down, I think at that point I knew I needed the Swamp Palace Small Key. I don't know what else I was looking for, but I orphaned that same entrance, the Bumper Cave entrance, and Ice Rod Cave was there again. And I was like, so help me God, if the Swamp Palace Small Key is here again, I'm gonna feel terrible. But no, I think the Swamp Palace Small Key was an absolute last location for me, to the point where when I got it, I knew it was go mode because I knew Ice Palace had to be behind the Big Bomb.
Yes, it was. That's what we were watching you for, and we knew how long it was going to be that you were going to pretty much last location that Swamp Palace Small Key, because you had already been into Desert. So there was only one check for you there unless you had another Desert Small, and by that time we knew that the other Desert Small was locked behind that Swamp Small. So
Yeah.
It was something that we knew you weren't inclined at all to go into.
I completely forgot that chest existed until I was literally on my way to Pedestal, and I was like, well, at this point, we're blind pulling the Pedestal for a compass, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah. It was a very fun match to watch. It was rough. It was rough on both ends for you two, but it was very fun to watch.
Yeah, I felt really good. I got the flute super early. When I got into Pod, I didn't have any keys, but I did. I mimic clipped, so I got the flute super early. Then I saw the bow as the sunken treasure, and I was like, oh, well, I guess that flute isn't so awesome. And then I put the Meyer off for forever, so that was both hammer and boots. So I was like, okay, at this point, I'm probably behind. And then when I last locationed the Swamp Small Key, I was like, it's weird because I know I'm in go mode, so there's this like false hope, but at the same time, I'm like expecting you to catch the golden snitch at like any point. So then it's all over.
I have a real bad habit of forgetting that the dam exists, so I got the bow there like forever in and got my flute after that. And then, yeah, also put off Meyer forever and got my boots like an hour in, but...
Yeah, Meyer was somewhat stacked. It had the flute, Samaria, hookshot. There was a lot there.
Yeah, there was a lot in Meyer, and GT left side was a great play, because when Pikapals went in there first, Pikapals did right side and didn't immediately go into left.
Oh,
but when you went in, P-Train... Oh yes, you didn't have the hammer, right. So
yeah,
we knew that there was something good on the right side. You did pull something good out of there.
Yeah, the dungeons were kind of stacked. I know that Pod had a lot, GT had a lot. The overworld was kind of thin. I don't think Hype Cave had anything in it. I don't think Mini Moldorm Cave had anything in it. I'm not sure that Blind's Hideout had anything in it. Just all of these high-density locations that you look for, they just kind of all came up empty.
Yeah, everything was out of the way.
And of course, as the meme goes, Swamp always has a sword. It did, P-Train. The other two swords you were missing, one of them was on left side Swamp, and the other was behind that Desert Small that you pulled out of Swamp. So
Oh,
we,
yeah, that's fine.
we knew that you were going to be on Master Sword because you were going to be go moding from Swamp on.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't invest a whole lot of time into chests in ice, because I was wondering how deep I should go. Because at that point, I had cleared a lot of the game, so the odds of there being a sword on my way were pretty high. I felt. But ultimately, I was like, no, let's just suck it up and do Master Sword, which I kind of regretted not picking up the cape, having to do Master Sword Ganon, but at the same time, I forgot to mark the potion shop, because I picked up the item. I was like, oh, well, I'm never coming back here again. And if I had the cape, I might have picked up a couple of potions to make the Ganon fight a little bit more safer. But ultimately, I got good RNG, so Master Sword wasn't that bad. But yeah,
Cool.
I really appreciate the restream. Thank you, Biliberal and Cyberchow for commentating. Thank you, I think, Jinxie and Ikir for tracking. And of course,
Yep.
Crimson for the restream.
Yeah. Hey, P-Train, I have something that's gonna make you feel old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you know that it's now been 10 years since we met?
Wow.
To the day. Or, well, I guess, like, to the month, I guess. Because of, that was my freshman year.
Yeah. Me and Crimson went to college together. Same major, both in the marching band, so.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. Well, any final thoughts on the seed? Other than a GG from me for both of you, because that was really freaking fun to watch.
Yeah, GG Pikapals. I really enjoyed the series. A couple of interesting seeds with a couple of interesting results. But I had a lot of fun running it.
Yeah, GG's. It's been fun. Just I guess mids are always in GT. We've learned.
Always.
Well, enjoy your pass on to round 7 of this bracket, P-Train. And in the meantime, let me tell you what else we got coming up on ZSR. That's it. We don't have anything else. There is nothing else for today, and there's also nothing for tomorrow on the schedule, so you're going to have to wait until Tuesday to get your ZSR fix on either or any of our 3 channels. So, enjoy your free day. You can do something with that time, like go for a walk or pet your dog. If you have a cat, you can pet your cat. But for now, I am gonna go ahead and close this out. We're gonna go ahead and raid Melrose. He's the only person actually in my list that's playing Zelda right now. And funny enough, while I was looking for it, I didn't even know that this was a thing, but he's playing a Majora's Mask randomizer seed that is titled the Crimson A seed. So this is a seed I ran a couple of days ago that is actually the worst thing that has ever graced my platter in all of my time in randomizer. So we're going to go and check that out. If you like Majora's Mask randomizer and you like to see people suffer, you're definitely going to want to be continuing on this raid with Melrose here. So, with that, I guess we'll go ahead and close it out, and we'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.
Good night, everyone.